We've been invaded.
They're grabbing their children, trying to console them and crying.
That's what happens, drink too much iced tea.
They're not gonna go to me and just saying.
Are we on, Bobby? Good evening. Welcome to the regular Selectmen's meeting. Today is May 9th, Thursday. I will entertain a motion to sign the warrants.
Make a motion, we sign warrants.
Second.
All in favor? Well, those are going around. Could we have a motion to approve the minutes of April 24th and April 25th, 2013?
Make a motion, we approve the minutes of April 24th and April 25th, 2013.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yeah. First item on their old business. We've been looking into some possibilities. We know that the furnace here in the municipal building is getting tired. We've talked to a local contractor. We have an estimate for an oil-fired furnace. We've talked to a company called Pellet Co. And they've given us another option. And we're also looking into propane. I was hoping to have a quote, so we have some numbers to look at tonight, but I haven't received them yet. So I'm going to do a follow-up tomorrow and see if we can have all the information for the next meeting.
We do anything to check with propane?
Yes, and that's the one I'm waiting for the quote on.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll have those three numbers, and then we can decide what we want to do.
Good.
At the, any more questions?
I was just gonna make sure I have that on our next,
Yes.
whatever, 2-week agenda.
Next item, at the last meeting, we discussed a freedom of access policy. And this would help the office set a procedure in case somebody comes in and they're looking for information under the freedom of access. Betty's put together a policy. We had it last week to be reviewed. I'm going to Selectmen head to review it and what the thoughts are on it.
I think it's fine.
Good deal.
The only thing it needs is a revision date after
Yeah,
we
but
approve it.
then-
Right.
yeah.
But already,
I'll entertain a motion to approve the two policies. Policy governing access to public records under the Maine Freedom of Access Act and town response to the request for public records.
Second.
put all one because the numbers don't change.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's actually
Oh, you
online,
put them all
but
together,
What
okay.
he didn't give you a copy of was the request form that we wanted to
Okay,
use for.
okay. That's what it looks like too.
I will second your motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Good job, Ben.
Excellent.
Okay, next item, Shelley Tinker wants to update the board on the Lost Fisherman's Memorial. And I believe her group is here tonight.
Yes, thank you. We just wanted to brief you a little bit, and where Dennis, our vice president, likes to talk way more than I do, I'll let him.
Women like to talk. I realize there's some new members of the council since the last time we met, so this will give you a quick synopsis of where we've been in the last 2 years since we last met with you folks. I'd like to start by thanking you all for hearing us. It's been a long 2 years on our part. We've covered a lot of ground and things have changed. And we're sort of now at a new point, and this is really a good time to reacquaint ourselves with what we're doing, and so you know where we're at and where we hope to be 2 years from now, okay? And to that end, we've invited Jesse Salisbury, who's someone you probably have heard about in different meetings you might have had, like last night, where his name came up. He is the director of the Scudic Symposium, and he is also our artistic director. And what we are excited about and what we hope to present to you tonight, really for the first time in public, is the model that Jesse has come up for the Lost Fisherman Memorial. I would just like to restate that what we're about is more about the men who died since not only the last 10 years or so, but going back as far as we can research to come up with names, which we already have 250. We
Wow.
anticipate to have at least 500 by the time the memorial wall is up. So this is a pretty profound kind of project for us, and we treat it that way. And I hope that as you see what Jesse has to offer and get to ask him questions about his vision, you'll see how that's going to fit into that space down there, so that all of us will have a sense of pride in that at least Lubec and Campobello and this part of the state of Maine can recognize a lot more than just, let's say, a handful of fishermen. We're trying to deal with as many as we can find who went down in the waters around here. And so we're hopefully that his memorial wall, couldn't call it a wave yet? It's really a wave, more than a wall, but it'll serve the same purpose because we'll engrave on either side of the wave, as I'm sure he'll explain it to you. So without any further ado, Jesse Salisbury, you might need some help because it's a heavy.
That's why we're on the same wheels.
Where are you most comfortable?
Well, there's 3 cameras, you can bring it right up here.
I'll put it on there. Stick it right on there. Dinner is served.
The proposed scale, this would be about 8.5 feet, and this would be about 21 feet. And a person would come to about, an adult would come to about here. This is about 7 feet, so a normal adult would be about here.
Nice. Wow, that's nice.
Can you, just do that again and stand behind it because all we got was your back on you.
There you go.
Wow.
So it's sort of an abstraction of waveforms. You have it sort of
Mm-hmm.
work, and the waves don't stand up two-dimensionally like this, but
Right.
I worked on a way to sort of catch the essence of wave, but make it a very sculptural form. It's been a fun challenge to sort of put my own artistic path
Mm-hmm.
aside to create something that's a sculpture, but also can serve this function.
Mhm.
But really wanted to come up with something that, you know, relates to the sea in some way, because that's what this memorial is about. And I thought the wave is an obvious symbol,
Yeah.
and these sort of things wrapping around. It gives you 2 sides, one to put the American names on, one to put the Canadian names on.
Yeah.
Also, it's, I mean, I was struck in the beginning, it's just such a beautiful sight down there with that breakwater, and not wanting to make the place too busy, because the breakwater is really strong already, to have this piece sort of lined up with the breakwater. And I'm in the process of designing sort of the landscape that would come around this, maybe with some 20-foot curved benches that would sort of hold that embankment, create a terrace for this to be on.
Yeah.
So simple, bold elements, not too busy, but well-designed individual things. This would have to be made out of at least 4 pieces
Mhm.
because of the scale. It's about 40 tons of material, and we're going to go up to Quebec. It's one of the few places that's quarrying black granite now. So in northern Quebec, and hopefully if we keep getting the green light, we would go up there sometime this spring, and potentially we could have stone back here by, September or October.
So are you gonna do the carving on site or do it?
I would do it in Lubec.
Yeah.
So at my studio, we have a wire saw there where we'd be able to cut the blocks. So we build it in, to keep getting the green light, what I'm gonna do is build a model twice this size out of the individual blocks so we can map out the shape of each piece. It would be large enough to start doing the layout of where names could, and the scale of the names too.
Will there be room for extra names?
Yes,
Fortunately.
unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I think there's quite a bit of surface area, so we need to play around with the scale of the names and the location of that.
That's really nice. It really is.
I think so too, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's beautiful.
It would be a chance for me to work on a very large project and make a very refined sculptural form. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's close. I'm exactly an hour and 15 minutes. We've got it down now. People could come and look at it in all phases of the construction.
Yep.
I should point out, and not to take away from what Jesse's doing, but you're all familiar with the marathon, right?
Yeah.
Taking place June 23rd. We've already had over $70,000 pledged to the Lost Fishermen from folks who are running in the marathon to raise. And so with the money we have in-house already, about $55,000, and if we get anywhere near that $70,000 amount, we're all pretty far down the road.
Wow.
We can move ahead and buy the stone, I'm sure of that, and then see how it plays out for the infrastructure.
I was gonna say, any idea on the totals of it complete at all, cost-wise?
Well, I mean, we're trying to make this project in multiple stages. The sculpture, now sort of the focus is trying to get this first because it's sort of the biggest, most time-consuming part of the project, but also the focal point. I think this is in a couple $100,000 range for this, and hopefully in stages we'd be able to do some landscaping around, which would be smaller fundraising goals after that.
Yeah.
I've talked with the committee a lot about the potential of collaborating with
Would that be benches or stone you want?
curved stone benches.
Stone
Yeah.
bench, okay.
I should also point out, I don't,
Yeah.
if you don't mind me speaking up.
Jump right in there, that's the way we are.
The company that is selling, has the quarry up in Quebec is called Polycore. And they're actually a big mining company. Granite quarries are not their main source of income. And I've been in contact with them, and the line from the gentleman I spoke with, he says, "What can we do for you?" My hunch is that as we move forward for the Canadian side, which we've already had support, financial support, and certainly encouragement,
Wow.
and if we aggressively look at that for funding, that's going to be a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, it sounds to me like he wants in on, and, helping out. That's great.
Yeah, and I
Bring
agree.
back and give him a lobster dinner and we'll be all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Blame him and down you.
the truth of the matter, it is horrendous on how many people have lost their lives.
Yes.
In Canada or the United States, a lot of times they're still family because we're both married on both sides, and it's just phenomenal on how many people through the years and tragedies that's taken place and just plainly forgotten about.
That's right. And that's why we couldn't draw the line on just Americans.
The
We're
old fellow
too
in North
intertwined.
Quebec, Miller, he said that he was on a boat and he missed one day. The guy that went on and took his place, he went over the side when he got hit inside the head and never recovered him.
Shelley and I were in St. Stephen's the other day putting on a presentation for their town council, and right in the middle of it, one of the gentlemen on the council says, "Oh, by the way, my brother-in-law was lost at sea."
Yep.
Gave us his name. So I think this ripple effect of people realizing this is going to actually happen, that number we have now is going to really expand.
Well, yeah, I got family that's being engraved on that for sure. Yeah, it's just part of the old ocean.
It is.
So that's